So I'm sure you can tell I'm a Canadian if you didn't already know. And I'm used to, sorry, I don't tend to redo my tapes. I usually do them once, and those last two I just did in the last, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. They're staying. I'll just leave messages and end up loading them up, decide if I'm going to leave them open or just send them to certain people. Um, all right, so yeah, all around the world we're all hearing about rule of law right now, and we're hearing about it hugely. The words being used, people trying to one country trying to say they're above another country, but the fact is, if it's not that, and that's where these guys are going to lose out. The people that like to tout it and take advantage, say that they are over other countries and give themselves some advantages. Fact is, if they keep putting laws in place where it's a joke, which is what it's becoming right now, including our country. Um, People aren't going to buy it. So, when other countries are going, I don't get it. This isn't really true. You can see why they figured that we can adjust because we've waffled on it. We've weakened it. And rule of law, if it's getting weakened, not strengthened, is kind of a joke. And if people can, buy favoritism, which we tend to be allowing, then I can see why other countries, including China, is saying, "Oh, what's this? Just free our the lady got held in Vancouver, just free her. Like there's no reason you can't. Oh well, we have rule of law, but our rule of law. There's 3 cases in this last year, and already 2 of them have been lost, and this one it probably will or should lose as well for the way it's been handled. So that would be 3 for 3 that it's lost. So guess what? Rule of law is not going to work unless it's removed. It's done by civil servants, people that are hired as a job, not employed through a government, or the people that control them aren't employed through a government, and given the job by the government in power at the time. And so this isn't against any one party. It's against all parties. I don't think any of the parties should have the right to do this. And I'm not sure why my shadow's growing. Let's try that. I have to try to, do this at home, right? So it's kind of it's not the best professional setup. Anyways, so what else is new? Let's touch on the Justin scenario with the black face, brown face. That'll be a fun one. We'll probably have time to do enough of it, but we'll get started on it. All right. So first off, another lack of judgment. People that say, "Well, it was so many years ago." Okay, that part's true. It's a lot of years ago, and who's perfect in today's day and age, and he was part of that generation that was starting to film and videotape everything. So you're gonna get caught. um, but mine is more the arrogance of them. And I'll go back to the Huawei. No, not the Huawei. The girl that the native lady that he fired because she stood up to him. The rule of law one I was just talking about. So let's go back to that for a sec. So he's a hypocrite, right? Like he's he says he's all about fairness and equality, and but he was protecting that one company substantially, and and then he started in this election going after the other parties, and especially the conservatives, who's going after them, their leader, and going back on old tapes and having them dug up and using them in their commercials and that, and trying to bring them down for things he said in the past and done in the past. And now he's trying to say, well, this was an old thing. I shouldn't have done it. I'm really mad at myself. I shouldn't have done it. But the thing is, it's so hypocritical. Like, if you're going to go back after other parties and things they said in the past and say, well, yeah, I bet you he's carrying that forward in his thoughts. He may not be talking about it now, but this is what he was really all about. Then he has to accept people saying, well, then this is what you were really all about. He can't have it both ways, and that's the problem I'm starting to have with him. Is and I have really old tapes when he was first running for election, where I said, I'll give him a chance. And I wasn't very impressed with his father because he didn't like BC, and he gave us the finger salute in the train there on his way out the one time, and that always stuck with me because I was a young kid, and but I was starting to be aware of things around me, and that one bothered me. It's like, hey, what are you doing? You can't heat our whole province. Like my backup, right? Much like Alberta gets their backup. So I got my backup. Anyways, but I thought, he's a kid, he's give him a chance. He taught school out here. He knows more about BC than his father probably did, and everyone should be judged for themselves. But I'm just getting disappointed, and as much as he seems like he has the energy and some charisma, he's making really bad choices. And yeah, the privilege, whatever you want to call it, entitlement, um, just bad decisions. And then he's not getting guided well on how to get out of these either. I mean, saying you're wrong and saying you're sorry is probably should have been done over, the part to do with the SNL, and he should have just stepped forward and said, okay, well, decision's been made. Sorry, party, not. Hey, I was not going to have an election there, and well, you're in place. Why wouldn't you consider this? Well, I did consider it. And it's not going to happen. Oh, well, no, but you should reconsider it. Let's give you someone else to tell you how to reconsider it. Um, it was stupid. He should have just right at that time gone to the company and gone, went to bat for you, but it ain't gonna happen. You guys are gonna end up in court because this one's just too big. You guys were too bad. You were super naughty, and because you're gonna get more than just buy your way out of it. So yeah, so it's pretty. Obviously that was his sense of humor, and maybe that became his thing. Maybe he did it once, and he got lots of laughs and lots of people thinking it was funny and all that. Because back in the day, he could get away with that kind of crap that shouldn't be done at all. But people do weird things, especially around, say, like we're heading into October. Halloween. You just see all the stuff. Well, we all do. Some things are done at Halloween are done with poor taste too. So the one was a show or whatever, but it, obviously for whatever reason that became maybe his thing, and the fact that he says he doesn't know how many more are out there, he's hedging himself because he's probably done it there 4 more times. He just doesn't know if it was taped or anyone's going to release it, so he's not going to admit to it before it comes out. But if it comes out, he's going to go, oh yeah, I forgot about that one too. I forgot about that one too. I forgot about that one too. It's a little bit dumb. I don't know, the party, maybe they should be looking at the girl that did the negotiations and put her in charge and have her run, because she was a pretty impressive lady, I thought, and pretty strong. And when the other country's saying, well, can you get rid of your trade negotiator, your head trade negotiator, we don't like her. Well, that means that she was obviously getting the job done and getting under their skin, and that's what she's supposed to do for Canada. She's supposed to represent us. So, she obviously has some wherewithal to do a good job. So maybe she's more of a leader type for us. Maybe we need to stick with people that are more worked in the communities, worked in lower governments, and worked their way up. That have years of experience. Definitely for diplomacies and stuff, for people that go around the world and then deal with stuff on an international stage. I think they need to be more professional. People that have been doing it for 15, 20, 30 years kind of thing. Maybe, drama teachers, maybe down in the States, billionaires that have a lot that lost billions too, like Donald, and then, did a TV show. Maybe we're putting the wrong people in charge of these countries. The new guy in England looks like a bit of a clown too, although personally, when I've heard him talk, I kind of like him. But, I don't obviously know enough about him or not. Hopefully, I think he has a bit of a background though, so maybe he's more of a politician than these two are. Alright, so I'm way up to 9 minutes now. Let's see how this one sounds, and who knows, maybe I'll post it too. Cheers, Danny Gamble. Bye.